Hey guys, so this video is going to be a little bit longer than what I was intending, and that's just because there's a few things that I have to say. Before I get into my progress and what I'm changing and all of that, I want to talk about just something that's a little bit more kind of near and dear to my heart. So I know that there's somebody, well, probably multiple people that are watching my videos and using them to make fun of me or whatever. To be honest, go right ahead. I'm not doing this for anybody else but myself. And I'm doing these videos to help other people that are suffering from PCOS and those that know people that have PCOS, and so that they can support them. So do what you want with my videos, show them to other people, laugh, whatever, don't care. But I just hope that most of you guys that are watching to not only follow my journey, but learn more about PCOS and the effects that it has. So now that that's said, on to my progress. I sadly only managed to lose 1 pound this week. While it is disappointing and frustrating, I am still counting it as a win, just for the simple fact that I didn't gain any weight, I lost some. So I still count that as a win for myself. Take it as you will, but I'm happy for the most part. As to anything that's changed since my last video, I stopped taking the diet pills, the ones that were supposed to curb my appetite and, block fat and calories or carbs or whatever. The reason I stopped taking them, I didn't really have any negative side effects. I mean, they were for the most part helping curb my appetite. I did something that I should have done before I started taking them, and that was I dissolved them in hot water just to see kind of what would happen if they dissolved, what they looked like on the inside. And sure enough, it was not something that I was hoping for. Basically, I dissolved it, and once the capsule opened up and released whatever was inside, it didn't dissolve. I even stirred it around for a good probably 3 to 4 minutes, and still nothing. Didn't dissolve. There were still a bunch of particles floating around in the water. Kind of nothing I could do would get it to dissolve. So I decided enough with those. I'm not going to put them in my body if it's not dissolving in super hot water. It's probably not dissolving in my system, which at that point it's like, all right, what's the point? So quit those. Still taking the Myo and D-Chiro-inositol. Again, probably pronouncing that wrong. For those of you that know how to pronounce it, sorry if I am. Aside from that, I am still eating healthier. It's been really, really frustrating. And that's another thing I want to talk about in this video is self-control. That's something that a lot of people that are overweight struggle with, especially when there are so many temptations, not only in your house, but on the road. I was a huge, I don't want to say advocate, but I was the type of person that would, if I was hungry or running late to work or whatever it was, I stopped to get something quick to eat. If I was on a long drive, I stopped at McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell, all those fast food places. And I've since quit that, for the most part. My husband and I did make the mistake of going to Culver's this past Saturday, and let's just say my body did not handle it very well at all. So which is a good thing. It shows that whatever I'm doing for the most part is working in terms of what my body can and can't handle and tolerate, and fast food, thankfully, is one of those. I have not had a single sip of soda, whether regular or diet, since I've started this. Actually, probably a few days before even. And I'm doing okay with that. I haven't had any chocolate, like real chocolate. My brother had gotten some keto bar things that were chocolate and wasn't really a super fan of those. They didn't taste good to me, and I'm the type of person that if it really doesn't taste good, I'm not gonna eat it, which, you know, I would imagine most of you guys are like that too. So stopped eating those. Trying to do more home-cooked meals. So I made a bunch of chicken. Today I boiled some sweet potatoes. I had some asparagus last night. That was really good. I've been cooking less with butter and more with olive oil. I haven't really switched over to like avocado oil or coconut oil or anything like that. We just kind of have extra virgin olive oil in the house. So that's what I've been using. Salt is something that I need to cut back on, but you know, that's gonna kind of come with time, I guess. Trying to use more of like if there is such thing as a healthier salt, I'm trying to use more of that. What else? I joined Weight Watchers, which I think I mentioned in my last video. So part of the deal of me joining Weight Watchers and paying whatever it is I'm paying a month, I received a free cookbook, got that in the mail today, so I'm pretty excited to be able to use that and cook some of the recipes that are in that. I did a quick skim through of some of the recipes in the front of the book, and I mean, haven't really found any that I really that look appetizing to me. I'm not a big salad eater, so you know, there were a lot of salads in the section that I was looking at, and you know, again, I'm not really that big into salads. It's one of those things that I kind of have to be in like the mood for. But you know, I will occasionally eat one. When it comes to water, I'm the type of person that I can if I absolutely have to, but you know, I typically don't enjoy drinking just plain water, so Crystal Light has been a big thing. If I am craving a soda for like the carbonation, I actually picked up some carbonated water and have been mixing the Crystal Light in that. Word of caution for those of you that are thinking of doing that, go slow when you're pouring in the Crystal Light, more so because it makes the carbonation go crazy for whatever reason, and I almost almost foamed over the bottle when I was making it. So just be careful. Like I said, add it in slowly. What else am I doing? Aside from that, I mean, I'm not drinking really any juice, milk. I mean, I'll have coffee, but usually just 1 cup a day is what I try to stick to. Maybe 2 if I'm extra tired. I'm probably going to have a 2nd cup today just because I've been up since 2 o'clock in the morning. But that's a whole nother issue. So getting back to the self-control thing, my family isn't really, they're trying to eat healthier, but at the same time they're not, and my dad is the worst with that. Granted, he really doesn't need to lose weight. He had acute myeloid leukemia and lost a crap ton of weight from going through the chemo. So he has been he bought like 6 or 7 boxes of Girl Scout cookies. A lot of them were my favorite. Somebody else had bought these like sugar cookie things, but they had like the icing on the like it was like a cookie sandwich type thing. I don't know how to describe it. And And those, of course, look amazing. I had candy left over from Valentine's Day that I haven't touched since starting this. What else? There's just a lot, you know, there's potatoes that my family cooks, and, you know, like scallop potatoes and stuff like that I can't eat. I don't want to eat because I really want this to work. And that has been super, super hard for me to just keep my self-control, keep my composure. You know, today I kind of had a close call. I'm trying to watch how much I'm eating a day on top of what I'm eating. And I had lunch pretty early because of the fact that I've been up since 2. And, you know, I'd eaten lunch a few hours before this happened, and was feeling hungry in a way. And, you know, I was in the middle of making, you know, my chicken and sweet potatoes and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, you know, for some reason I thought I hadn't eaten lunch, and I was like, all right, I'll just have, you know, a piece of chicken and, you know, a sweet potato. And thankfully, before I ate it, I remembered that I did in fact have lunch. So instead, I finished off, you know, the bag of carrots that I had, and that's pretty much what I've eaten since I had lunch at like probably 10 o'clock this morning. So that self-control and the mindset to say no is huge, especially for me, who will just sit there and mindlessly grab something and put it in my mouth. So for those of you that are struggling, you really just have to get a handle on that, as frustrating as it is. And I know that with the PCOS, the depression and the anxiety are horrible. I have struggled really, really bad lately for some reason. I don't know why. My depression is 1,000 times worse than what it used to be. It almost seems like pretty much almost every night I just kind of get into this mood of, you know, I don't want to be here, and I don't want to do this anymore. And it's hard. It's really, really hard to go through that. And, you know, I can't talk to a lot of people about it, more so because I don't want to upset them. I don't want them thinking that they did something wrong. You know, I don't want to burden them with my issues. And I don't have medical insurance right now, so I can't go see a therapist about it. And even if I do go see a therapist about it, I've done it in the past, I feel like it just doesn't help. And I've debated going on meds. I don't know if I want to do that because, you know, I don't know how they're going to affect me. You know, you hear about all these side effects when they play the commercials on TV about these meds. You know, I'm trying to stay off of the pharmaceutical side of it. So it's been a struggle. Since I've started this diet, it seems to have calmed down a little bit, but it's still really, really difficult when I'm laying in bed at night. And, you know, for those of you that are watching that are close to me, it's has nothing to do with you guys. It has nothing to do with anything that you could have done or did or whatever. It's just however my mind is working right now, and it's something that I'm trying to get over. So moving on from that, I just want you guys to know that no matter what, I'm here for you. If you want to talk, have questions, concerns, I'm hoping that this week I can drop some more weight, even if it is just 1 pound. You know, it'll be something that I am going to be proud of. Unfortunately, I do have to end this video. I'm almost to work, so I will talk to you. I'll make another video next week, Monday, hopefully, and I will update you guys on my progress. So thank you for watching. Thank you for your continued support. I really appreciate those of you that have been commenting on my videos and giving me words of encouragement and words of advice. And I love you guys. Bye.